Hello, folks. Amazingly, just got a couple of ideas from my latest trip to the dog park there, and there was a person that I thought I was friends with for a couple of years there. Actually, it'd be probably up to almost 5 years, and got onto a discussion of Donald Trump and his policy of getting rid of illegal immigrants, which I'll get into right now. I gave him an example of a star football player, a black gentleman, young man, that had his whole career destroyed by a person that had snuck into the U.S. 5 times and killed him with his car. So this man gave a counter argument, and that counter argument is, oh well, what about the law-abiding citizens that are illegals there? And at this point, I'm going to group them together in a way with the illegals that we have. And he's stating that all these illegals from the states should not be jettisoned from the U.S. But I actually disagree with that. Even if the person's been here, say, 10 years or 15 years, they haven't gone about getting their citizenship. They haven't turned themselves in. They haven't acted like a law-abiding citizen in that regard, number one. And number two, chances are they are taking some sort of a job that an American could be doing, and that's going to be the same with these people that have crossed the border in Quebec and other places. Will be taking a job either for themselves, or their son or daughter that's going to go to university is going to take the job that your son or daughter could have gotten and enjoyed a nice salary and so forth. So, that's what it comes down to. So this guy got pretty low and said he obviously hasn't read his history, that my family stole Indian land, and that my family killed Indians. Well, okay, so I have to take it back to my family history. My family arrived here in 1853, and believe me, they weren't given any four-star hotels or anything for that matter. They're Irish Catholics, and my family had to buy their own land with their own money. They didn't steal anything from the Indians, and they had to work hard to get the money for that land. Quite a bit different from today's immigrants who, as far as I know, even own stores and businesses, and homes and vans and things like that. So there's the thing there. He said, oh, no, for sure, your family killed Indians and all that. So that's just trying to destroy the whole argument here. And I hope I don't run into that guy again. We'll have a pleasant conversation. It's not going to get into any yelling and screaming, and never, because we were friends before. But this is, him and his family. I think he's second generation. He claims to be from Brazil or something like that. Him and his family have gotten good benefit out of the Canadian way of life. So I don't know what he's complaining about, or why he is saying that some people shouldn't go back. Well, why don't you try and do something in your own country? Why don't you get a job in your own country, right? If you come across here illegally, I hope that Mr. Bernier or I don't know if Andrew Scheer will do it, but they should be returned to where they came from, because of the fact that it is obvious. One of these networks did a little bit of a special story on this, and there's taxi cabs and buses and everything lined up to take these people over illegally. Well, those people that are running the taxi cabs and the buses, they should be charged. And there should be a proper border in Canada. Even if they keep arriving there, put them on one of our buses and say, okay, we're going to take you over to a legal entry point, and you can be processed there. We can see if you qualify to come into Canada to work and live, or whatever you're going to do, be with your relatives, whatever. A similar example would be for me to try and find a spot where I could illegally cross into the U.S., and then someone, after they pointed a gun at my head, would say, okay, let's go over to I'd be detained probably for a couple of weeks, but when I was taken to the legal border crossing, there'd probably be charges and things like that. So that's the difference between the two systems. And I do hope that we have a politician with the gumption to do this and to stop these people from illegally coming over the border. I've never heard of that in my lifetime until Trudeau got in. So basically, this country is going to be ruined. It's going to be destroyed with all these people coming in. Do the math if you want. If you don't believe me, even if you don't agree with me, I said to this guy, it's already cost $1.1 billion. Okay, fell on deaf ears. They're his buddies. He wants them to come across. But that's a reality. So what we would have is our way of life just destroyed and damaged by all these people coming in here and having to pay for all their legal bills and their appeals and everything else. Well, just don't let them in the first place. That's the solution. But that takes a little bit of gumption. So anyways, nice talking to you again, folks. And, you know, when I talk to this guy, I could try and reason with him, but there's no reasoning with a person like that just wants to assault your family history. And when you think about it, people like that guy has just enjoyed the benefits of Canada without having to pay for them like my relatives did. I have had relatives since the First World War that have fought for Canada and proudly done it. And believe me, I wouldn't have it any other way. But I don't want to pay that guy's way. Let him and his kids do the same things that we've done.